from our friend Melanie Bennett over at Juno News, exclusive: girl athletes silenced over concerns about male teammate in dorms. Members of Team Nova Scotia's girls volleyball roster returned from the Canada Cup in Toronto under threat of sanctions after raising private concerns about competing against a male teammate. Now, that would not happen here in Alberta. Members of, the 17-year-old male MVP, no doubt, athlete was selected for the Cheaters Team Nova Scotia roster after a strong club session in which he was named the most valuable player after his team won the championship. I bet he was. However, the male's inclusion on the girls' provincial team, this is very complicated because the team administration picked him because they want to cheat, right?
Well,
But
sure.
they didn't ever once think about the girls they were imposing this on. However, the male's inclusion on the provincial team required him to travel to Ontario and share accommodations with female athletes. According to multiple sources who spoke to True North, no prior disclosure or consent process was offered to the female players or their parents regarding his placement in female spaces, which left the girls grappling with the imposed reality that they had no power to challenge. He had been assigned to the girls' dorm. Some teammates expressed concern in a private Snapchat group. They reached out to their head coach, who summoned the players from the program's elite teams for a meeting. He condemned the chat as disgusting, laced with transphobia and homophobia, and threatened to expel any girls involved from the team and the upcoming club season. In a subsequent email to parents, he echoed this stance, alleging his LGBTQ plus athlete had been targeted with rude and disrespectful remarks, yet omitted any mention of the trans athlete's male biology. Another email sent to parents revealed even fewer details.
The absolute gaslighting nerve of that man. The absolute gaslighting nerve of that man. So here we have another situation unfolding in Canada, just like in Saskatchewan, where the rights of mentally ill people are overriding the rights of women and girls. Here in Nova Scotia, you have an entire team of girls that is justifiably uncomfortable with having to play against and then fraternize within intimate spaces, aka sleeping spaces or changing spaces. And when they raised a red flag for themselves, they were told to sit down and shut up because it is not their rights that anybody is concerned about. It is the rights of a mentally ill male child that have been prioritized. This is what happens in Canada when the law prioritizes mental illness over the rights of women and girls. Another example. And it's patently insane that in 2025, Alberta is the singular province that has laws on the books that prohibits this from happening to women and girls. It's patent insanity. Nova Scotia, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, it's clear the coach wanted to cheat. He wants an upper hand in nationals. I look at this.
Of
I look
course,
at
Sheila
this
Gunn Reid.
with a high-level female athlete under my roof. She plays at the provincial level. She plays at the national level. And what I see, besides the fact that the rights to privacy are being violated for these girls, but also, I mean, these major tournaments like this are an opportunity for you to be seen by schools who will offer you athletic scholarships.
Sure.
And so a girl who was good enough was not selected to go to play at nationals.
That's exactly right.
Because this boy went in her place. And so she is not going to get the opportunity to possibly be seen by coaches who would be willing to offer her that opportunity. And for a lot of kids who are playing their sports, that might be the only way that they go to university. And this is being stolen from them by these cheaters.
That's right. It doesn't just, allowing a biological male athlete to displace a female athlete doesn't just rob her of the experience of the day, okay? Doesn't
It's
just
future.
rob her of her ability to compete that day. It takes away all of her opportunity. That's what it does. Every single time this happens. And across the country of Canada, this is happening in every sport, in every age bracket across the board, except for in Alberta, where there
Yeah.
are laws prohibiting it. But to say that this hasn't had a monumental effect on female athletes, on girls wanting to play sports, because this is not going to inspire any
Yeah.
confidence in the girls of Nova Scotia to know that if they speak out, they're going to be labeled as hateful and transphobic, or whatever that letter stated from the coach. Was it Sheila Gunn Reid?
Hateful and disrespectful.
Right, hateful. So girls aren't going to risk being called that. So this is where the rest of us really, really have to speak up on behalf of girls and women in sport in Canada, like all of us together.
It's not just dangerous, like, it's not, and there's another level. So, the girls on the other team, this is dangerous for them. Like, yes,
Sure.
volleyball's a no contact sport, but we have seen where trans identifying male-born players are playing on the girls' team, and they are hurting the girls.
Oh,
Not and
sure.
and not just like a minor, like, "Oh, I got a bruise," like catastrophic
Massive
head
con
injuries.
Yeah, yeah, like
Yeah,
concussions these women are suffering. Memory loss, memory loss and long-standing medical issues that these women, after being forced to compete against these males without ever being told they were competing against males. So
right.
not only are we robbing the female athletes' ability to advocate on their own behalf because they're not being told that they're competing against males, but when they do get hurt, when they do get injured, we're offering them no recourse because we are standing up for the rights of the mentally ill boy instead of the sex-based rights of the women or girls.
Right. And like, what do you think it's like for a girl athlete, any athlete, to get a major catastrophic concussion right in the middle of a school year? It's bad, very
Yeah.
bad. It'll affect their academic career, could forever. And that could be the least of it.